Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. I am Michelle Skocek, and I am excited to talk to you guys tonight and hopefully teach you some new things about the Young Living Starter Kit. It's the way that most people get started in Young Living. I know I've bought the starter kit a number of different times just because I wanted another diffuser and I wanted all those oils. They're the most popular and foundational oils that we have, and so that's why they come in the starter kit. And so that is what we're doing tonight. We're going to introduce all of the basics of the starter kit. So you may have just gotten your starter kit, or you may have had your starter kit for a while, and there's a lot of you out there where not quite sure what to do with that. I'll just put it over here until I have time to sit down and think about it. Okay, don't do that. Too many people have done that, and we want you to just dive in, open up that box, and open up those oils and put them on, okay? It is new and different, and that's why we do these classes, so that we can make you more familiar with what it looks like when we do this, okay? Because it is different. What do you do with these bottles? Like, what do you do? It's foreign to us. I think in probably another 10 years, it'll be like, nobody asks what you do with nail polish, it's not quite the same. But anyway, so I know I've been to intro classes before, and I learn something new every time I go. This time I'm going to try to tell you some things about summertime uses, since this class is being recorded in the summertime. And so we are all about our peppermint and our lemon and all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm going to include a lot of examples like that. So let me get to some of my notes, make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, so I'm going to go over what is currently the starter kit. It may or may not be what you have, because the starter kit has changed. Sometimes real small changes, sometimes bigger changes, okay? But regardless, these are the most popular oils, okay? So the main thing, or one of the first things I want you to do is open the box. Like I referred to, we just have to get in there and open the box, okay? We don't put it on the shelf or say like, okay, I'll figure that out. We just have to dive right in, okay? And the first thing I want you to do, if you haven't already, is this is the most current version. This is the newest one. And again, it'll change. It always does. We have always ways to improve it, but this is what the newest one looks like. It's just the sleeve. And this box, it reminds me of when I got my iPhone, right? Upside down. But look at this beautiful thing. And you have all your materials over here. And ta-da! Brand new oils. Okay, so I'm not actually going to open these oils. I have another set over here. I keep a brand new starter kit on hand in case somebody wants somebody who's local to me wants one right away, and I'm telling them about it, and they want this one, and then they can order theirs and they can replace this one. It's what I call a flip kit. But here's the thing. I want you to lift up the oils, okay? Lift up this tray, and look, there's a whole other area underneath, okay? So different times when we have said something about the stress away oil or something, they're like, what do you mean? I didn't get stress away. Oh, yes, you did. There's a hidden compartment. It's right in here, okay? So there's all kinds of things under there, all right? So I want you to find that first, just in case you haven't found it, all right? So we're going to put this aside for just a moment. I wanted you to find that first because it's kind of exciting. So the other thing that's in your kit is the diffuser. This is one of 3 or 4 diffusers that come with the starter kits. This one's the most popular. And again, like I left this one in the box so I could actually show you what it's like to open it, because I know it can be scary. Just open it. And I guarantee you, you kind of don't even need the directions. Just pull it up. Just open the box. I promise you it's user-friendly. This is the plug. super easy. I'll do this right here for you. Just a plug. Grab this, pull it out. I hope this is a new one. Not an empty box that I didn't check. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh, here it is. Pretty, huh? This is my favorite diffuser that Young Living has ever had. I love it because of the light settings. See, just lift it open. And because it has a larger tank, it'll last for a long time. You put it on the intermittent setting, and it can go like 8 to 10 hours. So I already got some water. You just pour the water in there. Okay, because the first thing we're going to talk about is how to use oils aromatically. Because there are 3 ways to use oils. This is the first one that you should do if you haven't already. So, what are we going to put in this bad boy? Well, I think we should put some Raven. Okay? I'd put some lavender, but that might put me to sleep. And I don't need to go to sleep right now. So, this is Raven. Oh, it is like a spa in a bottle. I actually use this one in the shower. I have a little shower diffuser. I'll show you that. In our Facebook group, I'll show you a shower diffuser. Or if you're not in our Facebook group, you can text me and ask me to send you a picture. So this has all kinds of respiratory oils and spearmint and everything. So I'm going to put 3 drops right here. Okay, see, that was easy. Now, if you have used some essential oils from a grocery store or a health food store, and you're used to putting in more drops, let me just warn you, this is different. So you'll want to back off on the amount that you're used to using to get that effect or to get that scent, because this is way more potent than anything you'll find in a grocery store or anything like that. And I learned that because a friend of mine told me that. She said she had been using some grocery store oils, and so she poured in like the same amount that she was used to putting in there, and she literally like couldn't take it. It was so strong. Okay, so the plug goes up underneath. You might want to do that before you fill it with water, but it's still not that difficult. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to plug it in. See, if I can do this online, you guys can do this. Online and being recorded and watched. Okay. There's only 2 buttons, and all they do is toggle. Okay? So it's on, low, and then you hold it in to shut it off. Or you hit it again. On is high, low, and off. So we'll go back on high. And then this one, and then the one on the right is the color that you want. At any point you can hold it in and the color, the light will shut off. But again, you can just toggle through all the nice light settings. This is the candlelight setting, which I really like. Or you hit it again and it'll actually like rotate through all of the colors. Okay? So now we have some Raven going, and that is really refreshing and really good for the lungs. Helps you breathe at night. Totally helps us breathe. When there's any kind of pollen in the air or things like that, and you can't get a good night's sleep because you can't breathe, Raven is really good. Oh, look, it's green now. Okay, so that was easy, right? So if you haven't used your diffuser yet, break that thing out and open it. Do not hesitate or delay. Okay, so we're using the diffuser because we're talking about the aromatic ways to use oils. Again, there's 3 ways to use oils. We can diffuse it, we can use it aromatically, we can put it topically on our skin, or we can use it internally. So we're going to go over those 3 ways, again, starting with diffusing, which we've already set up. So, but there's other ways to breathe in oils, okay? And there's other oils that are great for breathing. So one of the big questions that I get is, what oils do I know how to use in what ways, okay? So when we want to breathe something in, it's generally for a few purposes. Of course, respiratory, anything emotional, or like to calm an environment, to calm people down, in the bedroom at night to help you sleep. Diffusing is fantastic for that. It's also really good for the immune system. Okay, so when you're breathing in thieves or, again, raven, it really strengthens the lungs. Those oils are going in. I don't know how much you know about how oils work, but when you breathe them in, they actually go to the limbic area of your brain, okay, through the olfactory system into the limbic area of your brain, where it's like the emotional seat or the seat of your emotions, okay? So you can diffuse things that will help you emotionally. So like valor. Valor, I mean, think of the name. It produces like courage, okay, because it has a lot of frankincense and blue tansy, and those are really good oils for, again, getting rid of fear and things like that. Stress away is an awesome oil to diffuse. Peace and calming, okay, so peace and calming is amazing. So and you should just go through them and smell them, because a lot of times it's personal preference, okay? Now, if there's an oil that you smell and right away you're like, oh, I don't like that, don't just put the lid back on the bottle and just decide you don't like that, because I want you to understand something. It's a dynamic thing. It's not static, okay? It's not like there's one scent and you either will like it or you won't like it. It changes over time and with your body's chemistry, okay? So you could smell this one day and not like it, and 2 months later, you could be like, that is my favorite oil. I cannot tell you how many stories of that I have had, okay? A lot of times when you're repulsed by an oil like that, it actually means emotionally you're kind of needing that oil. So a lot of times I'll put that oil like on the bottom of my feet, so I don't actually have to smell it, but my body is absorbing it and kind of utilizing it in a way that I need, but I don't have to like deal with it, okay? So if you've ever had that kind of experience, you could comment in there, or in any of our Facebook groups as well. So I love, love, love peace and calming. And actually, peace and calming is actually really good for the lungs. So try that. It's not just, sometimes oils, I mean, the properties of oils allow them to be used physically, but also emotionally. So even though it says peace and calming, it can kind of be peaceful and calming to your lungs as well. Just think of it that way. Okay, so what are other good oils to diffuse? Of course, lavender at night, but also lemon or citrus fresh during the day. I mean, can you just feel that? Like lemony and fresh and clean. Like every house needs some lemon or some citrus fresh. Citrus fresh is a blend of a whole bunch of citrus oils and a little bit of spearmint, just for a little bit of like minty boost. So I love some citrus fresh. But lemon has been really good for me for my immune system. I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but if I wake up with a sore throat, I drop lemon on the back of my throat. So it's really boosting for my immune system. Gets rid of that sore throat. I don't know what happens to it, but it's gone. And obviously, it's boosting my immune system. So if I put it in the diffuser and I diffuse it, it's going to do that through my respiratory system, get into my lungs. That's a great thing all the way around. I know that in our house, when one of us doesn't feel good, we start diffusing. The other people start using oils. Like I said, putting lemon, using lemon. We diffuse thieves. Drink some Ningxia Red. I'll talk a little bit about that a little later. And illnesses don't go through our house. They don't go from person to person to person. It literally has not happened in the 9 years that I've been using oils. It has not happened once where everybody gets sick. So it's almost unheard of and such a blessing. Okay, so the other way we can use our oils aromatically is to actually like put them on your hands and breathe them in. So I am a big fan, and I know a lot of my members of my family are too, of taking frankincense, and especially first thing in the morning, put a little on your hands, rub them together, and just breathe it in. It is so calming, and it's like it gets your brain going in the right direction. Like, I can face anything today. So frankincense is also in Valor. So Valor is a really good thing to do that with first thing in the morning. But the other thing is, if you're just smelling it, like I like to put it on my hands and go. Yesterday, I might refer to this in a number of different ways, but yesterday I had, like 2 days ago, I was like solid working in front of the computer, just like staring at that computer and like bent over and just like, it was Monday, right? It was a Monday. And so Tuesday, I had such a headache. I don't know if I was dehydrated or this or that, or the tension and the blue screen and all that stuff. I wasn't wearing my blue screen glasses and all that, but I had a headache all day long. So I grabbed some peppermint, and I put it in my hands and I just like breathed it in, and it's so cold to my senses. Sometimes it was like really like almost burning. So I would back off a little bit, but I could feel it really working in my head, but it wouldn't stay away. I'll tell you what I finally did later on, but actually, no, I'll tell you right away. So I kept breathing it in because we're going to talk about using oils topically. I actually had a bottle of an oil called M-Grain, and I poured like 30 drops on my head. That was finally the thing that got rid of that headache. And it was actually really cool because I've never done that before. There's a lot of people doing that where they're dumping a bunch of oils on their head. And I just had never had a reason to do that. And I had already used quite a few oils during the day and everything, but this is this headache was in for the long haul. So finally it was probably about 8 o'clock last night. And I just poured like 30 drops on my hair. And I didn't want to wash my hair because of the properties of the oils. I didn't want to lose it. So they're still in my hair along with a lot of dry shampoo. But let me tell you, basil is the main ingredient of basil and marjoram. So I was like the Italian walking around. So basil and marjoram, especially basil, is really good for mental clarity. So today, like I didn't even need a cup of coffee. Like I was raring to go, and like I wrote like 3 blog posts, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was like a maniac just writing things and da-da-da. And I can't help but think that had to do with what I did for my brain the night before. Now, interestingly enough, there's another oil that's called Clarity, and the main ingredient of that is basil. So I'm like, like I just used a bottle of Clarity on my head, because they're, obviously those ingredients so similar. Okay, so yes, topically you just pour it on your head. It's fantastic. Now, if you're going to use peppermint, okay, topical caution is that you should have a carrier oil handy. Okay. Here we go. This is one of my favorite carrier oils. It's jojoba oil, and I got this from Trader Joe's. And so here's the thing. When you get peppermint in your eye, not if, but when, because you will, you shouldn't put any oils in your ears or in your eyes. But when it happens, because it will, you should have a carrier oil handy, and all you have to do is put a little bit on your finger and then run it along the edge of your eye. You do not have to drop the carrier oil in your eyeball. Okay, trust me, it's not necessary. So anytime an oil is hot on your skin, or you get it in your eye, or if somebody doesn't know better and they go ahead and they put it in their ear because they're like, oils are good for everything, don't put oils in your ear. But if you do, if somebody does, just pour the carrier oil in your ear, okay? So it's nice to have a carrier oil handy. It dilutes the oil. It dilutes any kind of hotness or any kind of warm sensation with an oil. Carrier oils are anything like coconut oil, jojoba, olive oil, sunflower seed oil. All those are the fatty carrier oils. Okay, so what else of, I guess we went right to topical there. So we were talking about other aromatic uses. Thieves is amazing in the diffuser because, again, it just kills all the germs, and we just get so much immune support from that. Yeah, people still get sick in the summer. I don't know how it happens, but we do. You could also diffuse peppermint for bugs in the summer, okay? That's a fantastic thing. And peppermint is very awakening, and so when you're having to, like, think about the work environment, when you're having to work, two great things to diffuse would be lemon and peppermint. And there was a study done where lemon, like, really increased focus and decreased, like, workplace errors. And I know that peppermint does it for me too. Just breathing it, just, you know, it's like it wakes me up immediately. So I love that. Okay, so the next thing is, we did talk a little bit about topical oils already, but let's talk a little bit more about it. Again, have a carrier oil ready. And again, don't be nervous about putting oils on your skin. So for your whole life, you've been putting other things on your skin, lotions and creams and things, and they're mostly created in labs, and yet we're so used to doing that, we never thought about what the ingredients were in them. And yet oils come along, and we're just not, it's just new to us. We don't really understand what it's like how do they get the plant in the bottle? It's this process of distillation where they're actually extracting liquid parts, the aromatic parts, the smelling parts of the oils that have a intricate chemistry, okay? And so this is a plant in a bottle. It's the liquid part of the plant. When we're talking about herbs and spices that are dried, we're talking about the dry part of the plant. This is the liquid part of the plant, okay? And it's very, very concentrated. And that's why the bottles are small, and you can use it drop by drop. Although, as we also know, using more can really intensify an effect. And sometimes that's what we need, okay? If you really need an area of your body to get, your attention, you need all the healing to come to an area of your body, or put a drop of oil on it every 10 minutes. It really works, okay? So you don't have to have a particular formula. You can also see what your body likes, okay? But don't just use one drop and then say, well, that didn't really work. Like if I had just used one drop on my headache yesterday, and I would have just said, well, oils don't work. I'm not actually giving it a fair shot as to how it actually can work, how it actually does work. So try more things, try different things, okay? But when you're treating something, hit it, we always say hit it early and hit it often, okay? Okay, so again, like some part of my story has to do with the things that I used to put on my skin. So I used to put lotion on my skin. My hands were chronically dry. I was probably just dehydrated, and I know I didn't treat my body well. Like I don't have to use lotion anymore. I used to always have to use lotion, and maybe it's because I started using lotion, because I had a lotion pump at every corner of my house. And then I had a doctor run some blood work on me, and he told me that I had toxic levels of aluminum. But I had already gotten rid of my aluminum deodorant, and I didn't use aluminum pots and pans, so I was like, where could this be coming from? Well, I started thinking about the things that I put on my skin, and the next thing you know, that next day the next time I went to use that lotion, I was like, I wonder what's in this. And sure enough, every single one had some, you couldn't even read or pronounce half of the ingredients, and yet I'm putting this on my skin. I guess I kind of had this idea that my skin was like a plastic bag and it was just sitting on the outside. No, it was like I'm ingesting it. I may as well have been putting it in my bloodstream, because all of those chemicals that were in those lotions are going in my body. And so, like, we're used to doing that. That's just conventional wisdom right now. That's what we do. We buy something at the grocery store and we put it on our skin. We don't really pay attention too much of like what's actually in it, because it's on the shelf, and we've sort of been taught that somebody's looking out for us. The FDA or somebody is monitoring whether or not something can be on a shelf. No, they don't. They really don't. If you look at the laws, that's not what they do. They don't have to disclose all of the ingredients, and especially fragrance, which is one of the things that really bioaccumulates in our systems and messes up our liver and gives us all kinds of skin issues, because the skin is actually a reflection of what's going on in your liver and in your gut. Very well-known fact. And so part of my story with Young Living is removing some of those things and seeing how our health improved over a period of time, and how little we needed as far as lotions and salves and things like that. We're part of actually just removing some of the chemicals that we had in our lives. So while you might be nervous about putting oils on your skin, what I will tell you is that the chemistry of these oils is the chemistry of plants. And it's the same biochemistry. It's the same organic chemistry. Nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen. I'm not a biochemist. That's where I'm going to stop. But your body actually recognizes these compounds and knows what to do with it. Okay. It doesn't have to like sift them through the liver to detoxify your body from them, or figure out, or have any side effects. There are no side effects. Not to say you won't have an effect. If you put peppermint in your eye, you could call that a side effect, because you're going to have an effect. It's not going to be pretty. Okay. But it's not going to be like you're going to have a rash from something. Okay. So, don't be afraid to put it on your skin. Okay. If you want to start with a single drop, like I suggest that you start with a single drop of lavender. It's one of the most gentle yet broadly used oils. It has like such a broad chemistry that it can do so many different things. And I won't get too much into this because I don't really know how, but it does this thing called homeostasis. So if your body needs something, it will take care of it. It's kind of like what food does, is nutrients for the body, although this is not like that kind of nutrient. Okay, so start at night with a bottle or with a drop of lavender on the back of your neck. It calms down the central nervous system. Okay, we could all use a little calming of our central nervous system when we're trying to go to sleep, right? Stress away is another great one. Okay, which leads me to one of the things that's in your kit is this roller fitment and the lid. Okay, so what we do, and I like to do this with the Stress Away. This is so that you can make any one of your bottles a roll-on, okay? A roller ball, roll-on, whatever. So let me show you how to do this. So put the lid down, take off the lid of the Stress Away, and this reducer, the plastic reducer. Go ahead and take that off. And then you take the fitment and you put it on. Now you're not going to be able to press that down into place, okay? So then you take the lid, you put it on, and you tighten it. And sometimes you can feel it pop into place, and sometimes you can't. It kind of goes in there smoothly. But in all cases, I want you to check and make sure that there's no gap in there, because the last thing you want to do is go like this and pour the bottle of stress right on the back. Right on the back. So now you can put it on like a perfume, and that's what I recommend. Like all the places, you put perfume over your pulse points, and so it's actually going into your bloodstream and calming you down. Now I've got some stress away in my system, so I'm just going to start talking slow. I'm just kidding. I really don't have to. But you can use this again and again, and the way you use it again is you take off the lid and you put it kind of halfway on, and then you just crank it to the side and the lid comes off. There you go. You could put this on another bottle. Don't worry about washing it or anything. I mix my oils all the time, and it's not a big deal. Put it on your next bottle. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. So there's 2 of those fitments, so you can put them on 2 different bottles. Okay, oh boy, that smells good. Another oil that you might want to use topically would be, I like putting DiGize. I use DiGize a couple of different ways. So DiGize comes in 2 different labels. Some are white labels and some are solid color labels. And this designates that, okay, so if you have a different label for this, it's the same oil inside. But what it does is it designates to the customer that you can use the white labels are oils that are used internally a lot, okay? But that doesn't mean that you cannot use them topically as well. So a great topical use for DiGize is on the belly after you eat. If you're bloated or whatever, just have any kind of a digestive discomfort, you can just drop it right on there. Now, I'm not going to do that, okay, because I'm not going to, yeah. Anyway, but it's really, really effective, okay? The other way that you can do this, well, I'll tell you later, because we're still talking about topical, and I'm getting myself all out of sorts here. But yes, after dinner, you're not going to be smelling very romantic. I actually, when I use this, because it's not made to smell pretty, okay? It's all the digestive oils, okay? So a lot of times I will just pull out my pants and I will drop it down on my belly, and then I'll just, close it back up. I don't actually use my hand to rub them around, because then my hand smells like DiGize. Hi, that's me that smells like that. So that's some more topical uses. Now, Panaway is one of my favorite topical oils, okay? This is great for all kinds of bumps and bruises. I could have used it on my headache yesterday. I used Panaway a lot of times on the back of my neck for a headache. But you can use it for sore muscles. You go to work out. I do this all the time. That workout that you have when you haven't gone to work out in a long time and your quads really hurt. So here's something cool about this oil. This oil, and you can read this on the label, it will give a suggested dilution ratio. I generally don't dilute my oils very much, just because I'm used to it, and I don't need them to be diluted. My skin has never reacted to them or anything. But the thing about Panaway is it's pretty strong, and so you wouldn't want to use 10 drops up and down your leg when you could use 3 with a carrier oil and spread it around. So you put the carrier oil in your hand and you put the 3 drops, then you mix it up and you spread it out, spread it along your leg, and it goes a longer distance and yet still has the same potency. I hope that makes sense, okay? So sometimes you do use carrier oils just to allow the oils to spread more than they would if you just simply drop them in one place. So Panaway is generally an oil that you use only topically, although I will say that I did use them in my mouth when I got my braces. and I had no mouth pain. I did it preventatively. It's another great way to use oils is, prevention of something. Like put on peppermint where you think bugs might bite you, because the bugs will stay away from the peppermint. Or put the peppermint on afterwards, whatever your preference is. Okay, you guys are getting funny in the comments. I love this webinar. Okay. So the other thing that you can do with your oils to use them topically is to make your own body oil and body butter. I'm having a discussion with a friend about making body oils. Like, how fun is that? And so I was looking up some online, and they weren't even telling what the ingredients were. And I'm like, I'm going to put that on my body if you're not going to tell me what's in it, especially the fragrance. If it just says fragrance, oh, that can be like 300 chemicals. Seriously, that is a chemical soup that I do not want my body to have to deal with. We haven't used a lot of any kind of fragrances in our house in a long time. So like my kids just aren't used to it. So we'll go walking through the mall or something, and I'll tease my son about wanting to go in that candle store. Like he barely can walk by it, much less in it, because his body is just not used to chemicals at all. He doesn't do any kind of fake fragrances at all. So that's a great thing about the oils is you can make your own kind of fragrances. Now that you have this box full of goodness, make yourself a spray. There's those spray bottles at companies like Discover LSP and Abundant Health. You can buy these, and like we have a peppermint one going now. We're spraying my husband down while he's working outside with some peppermint that's really cooling him off. Oh my gosh, it's like the best. But you can make your own, like you could use citrus fresh, you could use orange and peppermint, or even raven, and you could spray your house and make like the most delightful air freshener. And then you're actually doing yourself some good. You're peace and calming. You're doing your house some good without having the chemicals. And what about the odors? We'll use an oil like Purification. I've got a roller ball on this because we love using this on our skin too. But Purification is fantastic for getting rid of odors. Okay, it digests them. It doesn't just cover them up. All right. Okay, so now let's talk about using oils internally. Okay, so bye guys. After every meal, I don't have any water with me, but maybe some in there. But after every meal, I like to put, well, I usually have it with me, but I like to put it right under my tongue. I'm going to show you how I do this. It's the same thing I do if I wake up and my throat is scratchy, but I'll do with the lemon, okay? And so I just put it up and wait to feel the drop. So that has a lot of like very strong oils, but I really like the spearmint in this, okay? And it's so good for the digestive system. But I'll do that with lemon. What an immune boost, okay? I love it. So I put lemon. Here's one of the other things that I like to tell people right away when they get their kit. One of the best little habits that you can do is to start to use some lemon in your water first thing in the morning, okay? So if you put this lemon on plastic, it will totally dissolve and eat through the plastic. It totally digests plastic. So you can't put this in any kind of a plastic cup. The first year I started using oils, it was like the second year they had those really cool Starbucks cups, and it was so cool. I got one, and I was using lemon in it, and it looked like I had put it through the dishwasher 100 times because it was just like eating out the inside of it. It was my lemon oil. So this is usually the cup that I use. It's stainless steel, and I put lemon in it, and it is as clean as could be. And this thing is like, I don't know, 4 years old. So lemon, amazing, in your water first thing, but it has to be glass or stainless steel. Now, this month, one of the promos, one of the free things that you get when you spend a certain amount, that's the way Young Living works, is with every purchase, if you reach a certain level, they give you some different free oils. Okay, so always be on the lookout for what your promo oil is, or what the promo level is. So this is a glass cup with a stainless steel straw, and I just got this in the mail today. I'm so excited about it. Isn't that cool? I'm excited to use this, although I think my daughter's probably going to hijack it from me. She can get her own. Okay, so lemon in your water first thing in the morning really does the body good, because lemon is really good for your liver, and your liver is the thing that's been working all night long. So first thing in the morning, you give your liver a little bit of a boost, and you have a happy liver. Okay, who doesn't want a happy liver? So again, don't be afraid to do that or anything. And citrus brush is another one that's great to put in your water. Okay, so there's some more things. I think we've touched on everything that we have in this kit. These, great for immune support. Valor, emotional support. You can put it on like perfume. This would be the other thing that I would put the roller fitment on, is the Valor. Okay, so let's talk about some of the other goodies in the bottom of the box. So this changes here and there. It changes, depends on what supply they're in and what they've run out of and what form or fashion it's in. So any number of these things could be in your kit. So I think this is always in the kit though. So this is a Thieves household cleaner. Other than the oils, this is the thing that has changed everything in my house. This is the only kind of cleaner that we use. I don't have a full bottle here, but let me show you how we use this. So this is just a single serving size. So this is 1 ounce. So this is a handy dandy bottle from the Dollar Tree. And if you're in our Facebook group, you can get a copy of this label to print out. And all we do is pour this into here, okay? And in fact, I think this is a big supply. I'm not even sure that is, you might have to fill the bottle all the way up, because if it's too thick, then you'll get streaks in your windows and everything. But I literally use this on every surface in my home. I use it on my bathroom counters, on my kitchen counters, granite. I use it on my countertop, my cabinets. I use it on the floors, the hardwood floors we have. I use it on the stone tiles that we have, everything, okay? The only other cleaners that we use in our house is I use the household cleaner to make a paste with baking soda, household cleaner, and a little bit of the dishwashing soap that Young Living has. I use that, and I make a paste, and that's what I use to scrub anything, okay? My husband uses the household cleaner in the garage all the time, okay? It is a terrific degreaser. It has the lemon in it, so it cuts right through any kind of oil, okay? So that's the Thieves household cleaner. Okay. We also have in there is the hand purifier. You might also, or instead of that, you might get the Thieves spray. Both of these things, or either one of these things, I have in my purse at all times. Mostly this one, okay? This one I can use on my hands, but this thing I can spray on any surface. Like if I'm on an airplane, I'll use that. Okay. Sometimes it bothers people around me, but I can spray it on anything and disinfect, okay? So I love these. So these will come in your kit. And anything with the power of Thieves is really going to help clean and purify a surface or anything, okay? So I talked a little bit about the Nature Red. There's 2 samples of it come in the bottom of the box, okay? So put these in the refrigerator, and then you tear off the lid, and to drink it. 2 ounces is plenty for one day, okay? It's a nutritional boost, okay? A lot of times we are eating on the run, eating on the go. We're not sure whether or not we're getting all of our nutrients. This is a great way to make sure that you are getting your nutrients. It's also a great blood sugar balancer and a really good high antioxidant immune system boost. So we always have this in the house. This is the 2-ounce sample. You can get this by a 30-pack, but we generally buy the bottle, which is a 24-ounce bottle, and so it should last you about a month, okay? We usually use an ounce or 2 a day. These are great for traveling, though, like this. Okay. There's also different brochures and booklets, and of course the catalog is like an education in and of itself. It's amazing. So a couple of things that you should also know as you're getting started is that we do have a Facebook group that if you're on Facebook, okay, so if you're not on Facebook, just create, and you don't want to have friends on Facebook or anything, that's okay. You don't have to. You can put a picture of your dog there, and you can use a fake name. I have a friend who uses the name Wilma Coupon. I should have said her name, but anyway, she's a friend of mine that's not even close to her name, but she likes to do couponing, and she was on some Facebook groups. So you can be kind of anonymous, but we would love for you to join our Facebook group because that's where we have a ton of resources, okay? This is where we talk about things like this all the time. It's where you can post your question that says, hey, I wanna make a body oil. What essential oils would you put in it? What carrier oils? You know, ask people who've maybe done it, or bounce some ideas off of people. See what other people have done. See what other people would do, you know. Or ask a question like, I don't know, I bought lemongrass. I forgot why I ordered this thing. What do you use lemongrass for? I totally did that, okay? So I bought lemongrass and forgot why. So, So again, we just have a great group there. It's so much fun, and it's part of the reason why, I mean, you chose to buy Young Living, okay? Because you realize there's more to oils than what the kind of help that you can get from a grocery store or a health food store. That lady is not gonna come home with you and help you, okay? She's gonna send you to Pinterest or something, and that might refer to a kind of an oil that doesn't really apply to Young Living. It's not the strength that Young Living is. And I've had people give me, or send me pictures of things that have happened when they've used recipes, online recipes for oils that are not Young Living grade, okay? And it doesn't work out well, okay? So even in our chat here, we're getting some really great suggestions, okay? So we will post those. I will post all of these in our Facebook group, okay? But it's good to be in a community of other people who have actually used them, all right? So that's where we learn things. Don't you get your best recommendations from people who have actually done it? Like, I'm not gonna trust the people on Amazon. You know that they pay people to write those reviews, both good and bad. Okay, so you can't trust what goes on online or what you're getting online. All kinds of different things that I've bought on recently on Amazon, where they have the big, consumer alert, fraud alert, people buying and selling things or selling things under a false name, okay, saying that it's a certain brand and it's not. We can't trust that, okay? You need to get it directly from Young Living, and how to use it, come to us. That's why I tell people, so that they can come to me and they can get my advice, get our group's advice, see what we're doing, see what I've done. Okay, I've been doing this for 9 years, and Joy, somebody's messing with you right there. We've got a fun group going on with our webinar tonight. So definitely, our group is called The Collective on Facebook. And just ask, you can text me or ask the person who invited you to this to show you where that group is, okay? So the other thing I'll suggest as far as learning how to use oils is just start to get yourself in the habit of just throughout the day with things that come up, just getting in the habit of saying to yourself, is there an oil for that? Okay. A whiteboard that I used permanent marker on, is there an oil for that? There is. It's lemon. Lemon will get anything off of a whiteboard. Okay. It's amazing. So we have all kinds of suggestions like that and things like that going on in our group. So I hope that you do join us there. Okay. What else do I want to tell you about? So maybe you're watching this and you haven't actually bought your kit yet. So go to youngliving.com, but make sure you get the member number of the person who told you about this, okay? Because there's going to be a place in there for you to write their member number. It's going to say sponsor and enroller, and you're going to put their member number there, okay? And so that's how you get on our team, and that's when that's part of being on our team, and then we can help you. Okay? We help a lot of people, but if you're on our team, like, we're exclusive for you, okay? So what else? What else do I need to tell you? So we do these webinars often. Our next webinar is July 24th. Next week, a bunch of us are going to the Young Living Convention. So all kinds of company news comes out, all kinds of updated things, and some new products, okay? So I'm always so excited. I don't have a clue what's coming. I love to be surprised. And so we'll get to find out next Wednesday night. So 1 week from like right now, we will know. And I can't wait. Okay. So then in 2 weeks, then it's Wednesday the 24th. We're going to come back on here, and I'm going to tell you what all of the new products are and any news that's come out and everything that I learned. Okay. And I would love it if some of you that are going can join, and we'll do that together. And then Monday, August 5th, we are going to do back to school and work, okay? Because not all of us have kids going back to school, but a lot of the same things pertain to good, healthy work routines. So I like to combine the two. Okay, so let me look at my notes and make sure I haven't forgotten anything I wanted to tell you. Okay, so once you finish your starter kit, or you're getting close, or as you're going through it, just take some notes. Take some notes of the things that you like. Start to take some notes about the things that you actually want to address, whether we call them like health challenges or health goals. You just want to be in more shape. You want to boost your immune system. You don't want this, you don't want that. Make a list of that and start to find out the kind of oils that you either have in your starter kit, because there's a lot going on here that can help you, or maybe some other things that you want to try from Young Living that will help those body systems. And then you'll figure out like when it's time for you to reorder. So there's 2 ways of ordering once you're ready to order again. The 2 ways are quick order and essential rewards. So when you have your plan about what you want, and you've got your list together, and you are figuring out like what you use most, or something that you want to try new, or you can also sit down with one of us, okay, or ask some questions online, and we can kind of figure out like a plan about what you want to do. And then you can figure out like what your priorities are. Actually kind of have a step-by-step of how to do this, and go through and actually map it out. And then you can look at the whole spreadsheet of items and price it out. And then you can kind of like plan, map it out, budget it out according to your priorities. Okay? You're not going to find something online that says this is the next thing you should buy from Young Living. Although I think there's a few, like for the summer, geranium. Every house should have geranium. Great for bugs and blood. I also love Endoflex. And if you're a girl, that's an endocrine balancer. And if you're a girl, Progessence Plus. Love that. And the other thing that I think every house should have is orange. I love my orange oil. I put it in everything, including grapes. Just a little tip there. So when you're ready to order again, maybe when you got your starter kit, you ordered it on Essential Rewards and you started getting points right away for your starter kit. But when you have that plan, the best thing you can do is start Essential Rewards, because you'll get, starting right away, you'll get 10% back in free products. Okay? By your fourth month, you're getting 20% back. That means if you spend $100 worth of stuff, you get $20 back in free products. And it's stuff that you choose. That's in addition to the free stuff. Okay, remember we talked about the promo stuff? So this was free this month. I got a bag of the Seedlings baby wipes. I love these, and I don't have babies. Oh my gosh. Oh, and they're compostable and biodegradable. So when you're done with them, just throw them out the window. Just kidding. Sorry. Okay. And then Valor is free today, free this month as well as like lemon and peppermint. Okay. So pay attention to what the promo oils are, because if you're spending your money on other things, you can get the stuff that you want. Like, I need another bottle of peppermint. Oh my gosh, I don't have to buy it this month, because if I spend $190, I'll get the peppermint free, in addition to the wipes and in addition to the lemon. So it's fantastic. Okay, that's the way to buy. So Essential Rewards, if you have a plan about what you want to do, if you have a list of things that you want to do and you want to budget that out, there's no better way to do it, because it's free to start. It's free to quit. And it's not like your gym where you have to send in a certified letter. Don't get me started. Anyway, I hope that I covered everything. We're at the 1 hour mark, which means we had a lot of fun. Yeah, I think I covered all of my notes. If you guys have any questions, throw them in the comments there. I'm going to stop our recording, and then we can chat amongst ourselves a little bit. I hope I see you in the collective group. Okay, see you later.